Like a show of hands, can you guys show me how many people feel comfortable with what they're paid each week? Do you feel like you're living a comfortable life? Anybody raising their hands? No one.
One of the reasons you're not getting any hands raised here is that we're watching our competition. We do feel shortchanged and we feel taken advantage of.
This is day 8. More than 8,000 workers striking across Colorado at Kroger-owned King Superstores. Each of them with their own struggle trying to make ends meet.
We're asking you to not cross our picket line and shop at Walmart or Safeway.
Like Liz Wesley, a floral manager for almost 2 decades. She says her pay has increased only $4.50 an hour in 17 years.
Some of our employees are sharing 3-4 people to afford their housing. Some of them are living in their cars. Some of them are homeless. If you're working 40 hours a week, you should be able to make at least enough to support, yourself and put food on your table.
These workers asking Kroger for a pay increase, better benefits, and stricter safety measures after working through the pandemic. Barbara Hunter works in the meat department and says paying her bills each week is tough.
You rely on having a double income in your house.
We have to have a double income. I have a triple income. My daughter helps out too. She's 19 and she makes more than me. She makes $16 an hour working at her store for only 6 months.
Kroger paid their workers hazard pay at the start of the pandemic, an extra $2 an hour. That ended after 2 months. Then workers saw their CEO collect a $22.4 million pay package in 2020, according to the company's regulatory filings.
There's no reason why these multi-billion-dollar companies should be taking advantage of the people that are making those profits for them.
Now, the union releasing a survey of 10,000 Kroger workers across Colorado, Washington, and California, detailing that 3/4 of workers say they are food insecure, while nearly half say they live in inadequate housing. Kroger calls that report misleading, their own research pointing out the company on average pays hourly workers more than its peers. Negotiations are still ongoing, the union rejecting the company's offer for a starting salary at $16 an hour, just 13 cents more than Denver's minimum wage. Labor experts say the current economy is partially to blame, combined with technological developments.
What does it say about American labor in general right now that whether you're unskilled or you're trained, people don't feel like they're making livable wages?
There's a problem with inflation eating away at the purchasing power of American workers. When you have that, you're going to have a lot of unhappiness among workers. They're going to be working. They have no choice but to work.
And companies just aren't keeping up?
They're slow to keep up. I have a saying when I talk to audiences that if employers act like pigs, prepare to be slaughtered. In other words, you have to think ahead.
What time is it?
Well into their 8th day of talks, workers still fighting.
What keeps you working here?
The community. This is the best community that I can ever see. We have such a loving family. This is my family, my second family. Hey, family! We love each other. We all support each other. We have an issue, we work it out.
The work family, I think a concept familiar to a lot of people. Maura Barrett is joining us live now. So Maura, the negotiations between these two sides didn't seem to get anywhere overnight or didn't seem to make a ton of progress at this point. And now you've got Kroger, which is looking to, stop these picketers, no?
Right, Hallie, overnight they reached a stalemate. I just heard from a union official. They again left the negotiation table today with nothing, no compromise. And now what we saw today is Kroger actually issuing a temporary restraining order against these workers that have been on the picket lines, limiting them to about 10 workers per store. And obviously you could see there in the stores we visited earlier this week, there were a lot more people there. Kroger, though, I want you to read some of the statement that they sent to me, saying that at several locations, picketers are engaging in unlawful activity, including threatening, blocking, and intimidating both associates and customers who have chosen to cross the picket line. They say these activities are not peaceful and, frankly, are unsafe. Now, we visited several stores in Colorado, but there are obviously dozens across the entire state. I will say the workers were politely asking customers to go shop somewhere else and support them. They told me the community has been incredibly supportive, and they're only coming to these stores if other options are out of stock, which is something that we did see at competing grocery stores because the community has been so supportive of these workers and their intention. Hallie.
Maura Barrett, thank you for taking that trip out to Colorado to do some of that reporting on the ground for us. We really appreciate you.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.